We have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. We are the Middle-Aged Guys, and we are going to be starting up a new series of videos, or at least a new sub-series of videos, pretty much encapsulating what the hell are you playing this week, all right? And where we take some time out and we talk about the games that we've, if we've had any actual opportunities or time to play during the week that we've actually been sitting down and playing. None of this is going to be any sort of, formal review or anything like that. This is just pretty much us giving our thoughts on what we've been playing. Maybe there may be a few spoilers. If there is anything like that, we'll try to be mindful of that, especially given the age of the game. But I'm telling you right now, if we're talking about any game from the previous generation, chances are we're not going to give you any sort of spoilers. All right? With that said, just in case you're wondering who's on the screen in front of you, I am the Reverend.
The Theme here.
And I'm Gray Mouse 1.
All right. So who wants to start us out? Who wants to go ahead and jump into the center in front of the class and start show and tell this week?
I'll do it. I'll volunteer.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But, I'm not going to be shy about the class. All right. There are 2 racing games that I'm currently playing right now. And the reason why there are 2 is because when I bought them, I was like, I wonder how they compare to one another. And I was always a big fan of one of them. And the other, I was like, this seems like a good one. And while playing both, yes, there are similarities, there are differences. But the games that I'm talking about are Redout and Wipeout.
Okay.
Yeah. These 2 right here, if you don't own them, get them. Especially if you're a fan of racing and, high speeds and everything like that. Wipeout looks better. Redout is faster.
So I want to add something to that. Actually, the theme got me into Wipeout. In fact, on the original, was it the original PlayStation?
The original PlayStation, yep.
I was walking by, because we were in the military, I was walking by and I was like, what's this? Because all I saw was high fidelity graphics and fast and the music, the soundtrack. I was like, what is that? And he showed me, I pretty much took the case, put it down on the counter, walked out and bought it. And about 20 minutes later, I was sitting there right beside him playing that game as well.
You went and bought it immediately after that. That was hilarious. Yeah, but that was Wipeout the Omega collection.
Correct, yeah.
But yes, if you're a big fan of racing, if you're a big fan of Wipeout, play that, period, please. And Redout, not bad at all. Not bad of a racer at all.
Was there any other other honest criticisms or thoughts that you wanted to go ahead and levy about the games now that you've had a chance to play them?
Well, as far as downfalls or kickbacks or anything like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. Maybe anything about it that bugged you.
Redout is faster. Wipeout, well, the only thing is that they didn't come out on sooner.
Okay.
Oh, but freaking, yeah. Because this one is mixed with the PSP, the PS Vita version.
Ah, okay.
So getting this one, yeah. Like I said, if you always like Wipeout, it's pretty much the same quote unquote flaws that the other Wipeouts have had.
Yeah.
If you're gonna count it as that, yes, both games have weapons. Both games you can get destroyed or destroy your opponents, and yeah, they're pretty good. The only thing that is that they're just not popular.
Well, I mean, I actually have I actually downloaded Wipeout on my Vita. I have that. So I have it digitally, but yeah, I mean, it's very nostalgic playing that game. It's Wipeout. What else can you ask for?
Yeah. And the only thing that pissed me off about this one, I'm like, why is it only on a freaking PlayStation? I mean, yeah, in the past, you had Wipeout games like on the Nintendo 64. Even the first Wipeout went on a Sega Saturn.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was like, damn, only for PlayStation? Come on now. Don't leave all the other gamers out. I don't know. But, I mean, if you want to step away from like Forza or Gran Turismo, I definitely recommend these. But enough about me for now as far as what I'm playing. Someone else take the floor.
Okay. All right, I'll go next. Let me see here. This particular afternoon, I had a chance to go ahead and play a game that I've keep on playing. Just a few hours, a few minutes here and there. But I have actually never gotten around to finishing. And based on what happened this afternoon, I'm probably not going to come get any close to finishing anytime soon. All right. But I was playing Kirby's Return to Dreamland. All right. On the Wii. Basically, Gray Mouse, he's had a Wii console that's been out amongst other members of the middle-aged guys for the better part of almost a year. And basically what was happening was that, he needed it to go ahead. We said, oh, yeah, if you go ahead and get a hold of a Wii, you can soft mod it, you can jailbreak it, and then there's a whole bunch of wonderful things that you can go ahead and do with it, right? Lo and behold, after a lot of technical issues back and forth, Theory had a hold of it, and he wasn't able to get it working at all. I figured out what was going on, and it came down to one of the simplest, stupidest things in all the world, and that was the fact that the SD card that was being used to go ahead and mod it was way too fucking big for what the Wii U can use, all right, or for what it could use at least to get modded. Yeah, but I got it up and running, and basically just to make sure that Wii Flow was working, I went ahead and I threw on my hard drive. Everything detected up. Went ahead and I loaded up Kirby's Return to Dreamland, and then I went ahead and I decided that while I was testing things to go ahead and play through the first 3 stages. And just like always, just it's pretty much, again, bright pastel colors. It's a Kirby soundtrack. It's fun. It's lighthearted. It's really, really cute. You've got, this is way past the point where King DDD is actually one of the part of Kirby's entourage of friends with Meta Knight and everybody else. I was just went ahead and I was playing through the first 3 stages, absolutely, loving the fact that the way that they have the tutorial stage set up with like the Hypernova suck and everything else, and having to sit there and hold down the 2 button and shake your Wii remote and all of that. So it was really, really fun.
Yes.
But again, when I sat there and I went ahead and I put it down, and then I started going through to start setting up other things for Gray Mouse's console, I came to the realization, I was like, every time I play this game, I started over from the beginning, I play a few stages, and then I put it down. And then months later, I go ahead and I pick it up and I start it up again. I've actually got to sit down and finish this one to go ahead and get that out of the way. In fact, the majority of the Kirby games are on my queue as it goes, and since I was able to get a hold of the ones from the GameCube that I didn't have, not the GameCube, the GBA that I didn't have, I'm actually gonna start trying to play through all of them to go ahead and finish them through. I know that they're not the toughest games. It should be rather possible. It's just, as a middle-aged guy, it's just finding the time, really. And then maybe if things go right, maybe I can go ahead and capture some of the game capture and throw some of it up on YouTube. Who knows? All right. Either that, or I'm just being way too ambitious and talking out my ass when it comes to that. But that's pretty much one of the things that I've been playing. Gray Mouse, your turn, sir.
Well, I've been playing 2 games, but I'm just going to showcase one. This game here is off the PlayStation 4, and it was done by one man, soundtrack. He drew the graphics, and pretty much what I'm getting at is Axiom Verge. And
awesome game. Awesome game.
I need that.
This puts the meaning to Metroidvania you've ever. You must, if you're a Metroid fan, Super Metroid fan, this has callbacks to everything. It's amazing. The soundtrack is amazing, and what really blows my mind is that it was done by one person. He composed his own music. He drew his own graphics. He animated. He did all the coding. One person, just one person did all that. And I've gotten a couple of power-ups, and I got to a point to where I was like, yeah, I need to put this down or I'm going to be up for days. I'm going to have to drink some real gold, and in order for me to
that substance will keep you awake for about 2 days.
In order for me to do this thing is highly addictive, highly recommended, and I just can't. I have nothing but great things to say about this.
Quick question before you go to your next game: are you going to get it again for the Switch?
I don't know. I'm going to finish it from here, and then I may end up getting it for the Switch as well. I mean, I'm kind of one of those people that want to try it, have it on all the platforms, and the fact that I can take it portable with me is a plus.
Well, you know, I don't have Axiom Verge yet, and I've heard so much good things about it from you guys, so I need that in my collection sooner than later.
Well, actually, I mean, the one that got me hooked on it was the Reverend. He said, he's like, Miles, you need to play this. I was like, oh yeah, what is it? Maximum Verge? It's like, yeah, look, play this. So I saw it on the shelf, and I was like, I want that. I took it, I put it in my PlayStation 4, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, I mean, I finished the game on PC. I went and I purchased it originally through Steam, and I saw the Switch Multiverse Edition, and I was like, okay, if I'm gonna have a physical version, it's gonna be on the Switch. It's gonna be portable, so that's the one that I got for that. So yeah,
this game is worth every cent that you pay for it. It really is.
Yeah. There's a lot of great things about that game. So, and cool thing about it is that it's not a short game either.
No.
You know, for all the things that go into it. If you're sitting there, you're speed running through it. You can sit there. You could probably navigate through and map out a way to go. Yeah, go through it. Like, actually, I think for some speedrunners, I think I've seen people finish in less than 3. All right. But those are guys who sit there and they do the same fucking thing over and over again. They learn how to shave time off of it and all of that. So, but definitely worth every penny that's out there. And thankfully, since it's out on physical, you know, if you want it for your actual console or something to go ahead and have in hand, it's readily available now.
Yes.
Yep.
So, Grandmouse, what is your next game?
Well, my next game is a classic, and I remember back in 1991 when I saw this commercial, and I remember getting this for Christmas, and I've loved it ever since. And of course, it's no other than The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past for the SNES. I don't want to self-boast, but I do have a video up of my playthrough of this game, and more will be up later. But no, this game is one of those games that you can actually pick up again, one of the older games that you can pick up again, and it ages very well.
That is a timeless game.
It is a timeless game. It really is.
Yeah.
I hope everybody has picked this up, whether it's on the Super Nintendo or if it's on the eShop. There's many ways to get this game. There really is. Or off of the Super Nintendo Mini. There's emulation. You know, there's so many ways to get this game. If you haven't played this, I think everybody who's a gamer should at least play this once. Even if you're not a fan of the genre or of the game. But I mean, it's kind of obvious that on how well Breath of the Wild did this past year, that there are a lot of Zelda fans out there. But anyway,
Zelda has rarely steered us wrong as far as gameplay and.
Well, except for the CDI.
No.
Well, don't you know Nintendo only does the same thing over and over again?
But yeah, so stay tuned.
I mean, let me ask you something. Does the princess get kidnapped in that one?
No, wait a minute. What? Which one?
Yeah.
Do you have to find a Master Sword?
Yeah.
Does Link run around in a floppy green hat?
In this one, yeah.
Is the game great?
I tell you what, you better not do this Final Fantasy.
Is the game?
Aside.
No. I'm not. Okay, I'm not. Okay, it's just that some people. Yeah, I know there's some asshole out there who's saying there's like, oh, dude, spoilers. The fuck, man. The game's from like 1991. Okay, we said this from the beginning of the thing. God. Seriously, all right.
Wait, and if you're saying that you weren't even born then.
Well, actually, if they weren't bored, then they might have a point. Really, they may not have played the game, but that's something else. All right,
and come on.
Yeah.
How many videos on this YouTube are there of Link to the Past?
This is one of the games that great games done quick.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, and that comes out every what do you call it? Comes out every freaking year. Donation. I'm just saying. So, yeah,
it's always in the rotation for the speedrunners and stuff like that.
Look, it is.
Yeah.
Although it gets glitched, but nonetheless.
Yeah.
Well, what game in the cartridge era didn't get glitched?
True. But
or speed ran or stuff like that.
So I mean, it's interesting that, and this just goes to show that 30 years later, still playing it. I mean,
yeah, that's time.
Timeless classic.
And it's considered one of the best games ever, one of the most acclaimed games of the series.
Yep.
So, I mean, come on. Yep. Now,
so guys,
I have a couple of more games here. Now, one of them, I'm a big fan of shooters, shoot 'em ups. I'm a big fan of them. I don't give a fuck. Look. There are rarely bad shoot 'em ups. Action 52 doesn't count. Okay. Now, when you talk about shoot 'em ups or bullet hells, you're talking about games like R-Type. You're talking about Gradius. You're talking about even Galaga, Asteroid, Space Invaders. You're talking about that genre. UN Squadron. Okay, things like that. But now there's this. This game is freaking awesome. I have the director's cut. This came with the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome. Another thing that's awesome about this is that I've been playing this on my fighter stick. If you have a fighter stick, hook this up and play it because it becomes an arcade feel. Just like back in the day when you go to arcades and you actually sit up or you stand up or sit down and actually play a shoot 'em up. Yeah. Play that. Please.
Well, the only good thing about having a stick is you don't have to pour quarters in it every freaking time you die.
Wait.
Well, you spending your bus money.
Like 3 times you have to. See, that's another thing that young gamers don't know, that don't understand, that never went to arcades or anything like that. That every time you died 3, maybe 4 times, you had to give up a quarter.
50 cents or 75 cents.
Damn, that was horrible back in the day. But it was our pastime. And I have one more. Now, the funniest thing about this game is that all the middle-aged guys sat in one room and played it during New Year's. This. Okay, look. Thank God I have a physical copy of this.
I just got mine.
With digital gaming as it is, but Res Infinite, physical copy. I got this from im8bit.com. Yep. Look. Please get this game and play it. You have to play the game for a while in order to unlock Area X, but as soon as you unlock Area X, play Area X.
I mean, all you got to do is beat the game once and you'll unlock the Area X. I mean, that's about an hour's worth of gameplay.
Well, exactly, but damn, weren't we mesmerized by Area X? We were impressed by what was going on, the music, the graphics, everything about Area X was outstanding. Totally recommend. I mean, Res was a great game as it was, but Res Infinite, definitely check that out. Look, get it. I wish I could play it in VR. I don't have a VR. Maybe one day I'll try it in VR. But yeah, Res Infinite.
Yep, somehow we missed Res on the Dreamcast. I don't know how that happened.
We were in Japan.
We completely missed it. It went under. It was one of those games that went under the radar.
Yeah, that makes me want to tear my hair out. I didn't understand that. I was probably one of the first Americans to have the Sega Dreamcast. I had mine since 1998. Okay, the Japanese Dreamcast. And next thing you know, Res was in the Dreamcast, and I totally fucking missed it. I was like, wait. Okay, granted, I'm a fighting game fan, and most of the fighting games I have for the Dreamcast, sports games I have for the Dreamcast, like, you know, virtual tennis and the NBA 2Ks and the Shenmue series and things like that. But I was like, how the fuck did I miss Res for the Dreamcast? And it came with a vibrator and put it on your girl and satisfy her while you're playing video games.
So, Rev, what else have you been playing other than Kirby? I mean, Kirby's good enough, but have you been playing anything else this week?
Yeah. I am actually. Let's see here. This last week, I had a little bit of time to go ahead and to continue playing through Ys 8, Lacrimosa Dana. All right.
Sweet.
Let's see here. Basically, what happened was that I've had this game in the cellophane for like the last 2.5 months. Maybe even longer, actually.
I think Thanksgiving is when you got it, wasn't it?
No, I think Thanksgiving was around the time that you got yours. All right,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've had this in the cellophane for like at least 2 months. And what happened was that not this last week, but the previous week before, if you couldn't tell from the videos that we did, I was completely deathly sick. So what I did was that during that week, during the times that I wasn't passed out on the couch, you know, wrapped in blankets, I spent the time awake playing this game as much as I could. In fact, like the first 2 days, I went ahead and I played. Well, what happened was that I would get up, I would get ready, clean myself up a little bit, you know, get my area in order, take my medications, and then I'd turn it on and I'd play long enough for the PS4 controller to sit there and tell me that it needed to be charged.
Wow,
so
that's a long time, man.
Yeah, so that's how long I was playing, like on basically a whole weekly basis. Just like any of the other Ys games, if you're familiar with the Ys games, like I absolutely love the series. This is Memories of Celceta on the Vita. This is the one that came before this. But the funny thing is that Ys 7 was out on the PSP, which is actually chronologically before Memories of Celceta.
Yeah.
Why they got, you know, released that way is, I think, is because of the way that the contracts were with Exceed and Marvelous Entertainment actually going out of their way, doing their translations. And I think that's probably the reason why, that's part of the reason why the folks at Nihon Falcom, they decided to go ahead and go with Nipponichi Systems to go ahead and do the publishing and distribution down in America for Ys 8. But yeah, the game was great. You would sit there, as far as like the difficulty progression goes, with a lot of action RPGs or with a lot of just JRPGs in general, you get to the point where you're like, all right, if I just stop in this new area and I spend a few hours to grind out a few levels, then I can go ahead and I can progress through without too much issues, right? Everybody expects grinding in JRPGs. The thing with Ys 8 is that the way that the progression and the difficulty ramps up as far as the storyline progression goes, I really didn't have to stop to actually grind until the very, very end of the game, all right? Now that I'm at the end of the game, pretty much trying to sit there and 100% or actually there are two quests that I missed in the middle chapters of the game. I'm debating on whether or not I will actually want to go back and replay that from that point. But the thing is that if I do that, that's literally asking me to start back over 20 hours and redoing over 20 hours of play. Yeah. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is that I'll go ahead and I'll do a playthrough on the first, and I think there's a new Game Plus option on this one that allows you to carry. I'm pretty sure they don't allow you to carry your levels, but they allow you to carry most of your equipment over, except for like the key items and things like that. I'll go ahead and I'll do that for this particular one. Go ahead and play through the new Game Plus. But yeah, so far, I'm loving it. Except all the way up until this last point, like I said, it feels like now all of a sudden I have to just stop and grind at things in order to go ahead and do like the last set. Other than that, the one thing that kind of bugs me about this, especially since, there's a lot of exploration, like map exploration ever since E7 has been like such a huge thing, going ahead and exploring 100% of the map has been such a huge thing ever since the E7 that, it's a huge thing with E8. And the map, as far as the island that you're stuck on, is pretty big. The problem that I have is that every time I go through it and everything, I have to stop and I have to remind myself that I'm not playing Breath of the Wild. Because in Breath of the Wild, if I sit there and I see something, it's like, oh, something's at the top of the fucking cliffs over there. Why don't I just go ahead and climb up the fucking cliffs? I don't have this option in there, And when you sit there, you're used to playing Breath of the Wild, and you can literally, anything that looks like you can sit there and climb, you can go ahead and climb. That's an integral part of being able to explore the surroundings and the map and everything. Going from that to conventional adventure games and everything else, it's really kind of jarring because it's like, oh, now I have to deal with invisible walls with no fucking friction again.
Yeah.
All right. Instead of there just being like natural obstacles in front of you that make sense. You can't go there. Why? Because it's on fire. You can't go there. All right. That's the reason why you can't go there. All right. With this, like I said, freaking invisible walls with no friction where you just kind of jump up and you see, physics, they forget that they exist and you slide around for a few minutes before you hit the ground. But other than that, absolutely fucking loving it. Hopefully during this week I'll be able to turn in enough hours to actually grind through the last few parts, get the best equipment and everything else, and then finish up the game. Like I said, I know that I'm not going to do this playthrough as a 100% playthrough. It's not going to be possible for me at this time. But if it has a new Game Plus and I can start out with all of the the upgraded equipment that I sat there and I grinded for and I farmed for, then I will be completely happy with that because that'll make it worthwhile. All right. And that's.
I got one more game that I've been playing. I've been playing. I play it every day actually. An MMO. It's called Guild Wars 2. It was released back in 2012. So it's a MMOJRPG. And the game's been out for about 5 years, and it's already had 2 expansions. And after the expansion, it has these short stories in between the expansions, which are free. If you log in during the active time of that, you actually get to play those free. But if you miss that 2-month window and you come in later after that, you will have to pay $5 to play it. So it kind of encourages people to play the game often. It's a free to play game. You don't have to have an account, you don't have to have a subscription base. It's not like Warcraft or StarCraft or anything like that. So it's a very good game. The music's outstanding. It's pretty much what you expect from a MMO. Think Final Fantasy 11, Final Fantasy 14 type. But it's free to play. You don't have a subscription. So yeah, that's one game that I've been playing ever since 2012, and I love it. It keeps bringing me back. their graphics are more realistic and kind of. I mean, it still has a steampunk feel to it, but it's not cartoonish like Warcraft or I'm sorry, what is it called? World of Warcraft. Oh my god, I can't even speak. But yeah, those are the 3 games that I've been playing this week.
Let's see. Let's see here. Before we go ahead and we close out, unless there's any other that you want to cover, theme. Ooh, go ahead, sir.
Oh,
wait. If you haven't played this game, play it. It's a good tennis game, especially for the Dreamcast. The very first one, the world tour on this thing is great. The 2 players on it is great. Play this with your VMU, the one with the actual screen on it, and then look down at the VMU while you're playing this.
Yeah.
It will actually show a display of 2 people playing tennis on your VMU.
Yeah.
So you can actually turn around and actually play like this and still be whooping ass on your freaking screen with playing tennis.
Yeah.
Enough said. Virtual tennis for the Dreamcast. Great fucking game. And I actually hooked up one of my Sega Dreamcasts and actually started playing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know as far as it goes, one of the things that I want to do for this particular week is that once I get through Ease 8, I know as far as my gaming plans go, I want to go ahead and go back through and finish up through the expansions of Breath of the Wild, because that kind of all falls into place. And then hopefully soon after that, if I don't finish up, go back to trying to finish up Kirby's Return to Dreamland, I'm hoping to dive back into Samus Returns, or Return to Samus.
Yeah.
So, on the 3DS, because that's one that I've opened up, I started it, but it's been sitting in my 3DS for like a month, and it's definitely something that I want to get back to. Anything you guys?
I still have to finish my Verizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, okay. All right.
I haven't played that in a while, and I need to get back into that.
Yeah. What about you, Green Mouse? Anything that you want to go ahead and jump into or jump back into?
I'm going to finish the Axiom Verge, and then I'm going to continue to play Zelda. I don't know. I may get a wild hair at my ass during the week and play something else. I mean, there are some things, like you said, mentioned. Breath of the Wild is definitely on my list of things to continue. I really haven't picked it up since after I beat Calamity Ganon. So
yeah. And I know that I know we were able to go ahead and play through maybe the first part of the first section of some of the champions the Champions Ballad trials and everything like that. You saw I went ahead and I jumped in that during New Year's, but aside from that, I really haven't touched anything even connected to the Switch in a while. So
pretty much.
which is kind of funny, because I think I just purchased This Is War or something, an eShop game off of there. Yeah, that looks really, really interesting, and it was only $4.50. But that's probably going to be something we're going to be covering in another video, folks. Thank you very much for going ahead and entertaining us, or entertaining, listening, or watching this particular video all the way up until this point. Yep. Hopefully we've given you an insight about what we play when we have the chance to. What we really want to know, folks, is if you've been playing anything over the week, what have you been playing? If there's something that you've been playing that you don't think people have gotten wind of, and that you think that people should be picking up, definitely let us know. Let us know by leaving us a comment below.
Yep.
While you're at it. If you really like this video and you want to encourage us to keep on doing these particular videos, maybe even include some other things with it, depending on our moods and everything else, go ahead and mash on that like button. If you really didn't like it, you could hit on like too. I won't blame you. All right. And if you really like our content and you want to stick around, you want to see whenever we put out new videos, I do suggest you go ahead and subscribe and turn on those notifications where you'll know whenever any of us drop a new video on any of our channels.
Yep.
With that, all of our bullshit about what the middle-aged guys have been playing this particular week ends right here. I'm the Reverend.
The Theme here.
And I'm Grey Mouse One.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense, logic, and gaming. Credits.
Without the annoying message asking you to insert coins for more credits at the end.
Urgh. No, not those type of credits. Spending your allowance in the arcades. Damn, those were the days, but then so much money put in those machines.
Spending your bus money to get home in the arcades. Like, I gotta walk my ass home. I'm just saying.